It happens every day right here in the U.S., and as many of you are about to see firsthand, in third world countries, child trafficking has become not only the exception, it's the norm. Children as young as 3 and 4 years old are sold for pennies on the dollar and promised a better future, but instead they're ripped from their homes and forced into slavery. If you witness this injustice with your own eyes, what lengths would you take to put an end to the problem? A College Station-based nonprofit says they're not tolerating the epidemic, and they're providing a voice to the innocent child slaves who've been robbed of their voice and their future. If you ask this mother of 4, she'll be the first to tell you family and faith come first.
One of the greatest gifts we can give a child is their family.
After living in a third world country, dinner time and Dr. Seuss
Barbara, baby, bubbles, and a bumblebee
have become more than just a routine for the Hendrick family. Instead, they're both tangible and cherished memories that are both lived out daily.
Just as a mother in general, I think of the world that I want to hand over to my kids.
After serving as missionaries in Haiti, this family of 6 moved back home to College Station with a newfound appreciation for life, including a lifetime of stories. Not too long after they arrived, the Hendricks decided it was time to get involved locally.
Change doesn't happen by just talking.
Hendrick started volunteering for Mercy Project, a College Station-based nonprofit organization working to break the cycles of child trafficking on Lake Volta, the largest man-made lake in the world.
Even 8 years ago, if you had asked me about slavery, I would have said, oh, that doesn't exist anymore.
But it does.
One of the things that poverty tends to rob people of is their voice.
That's the reality for these kids. While the Hendricks tuck their kids into bed each night, half a world away in tiny remote fishing villages like this one, these kids are awake before the light of the day, pulling in heavy fishing nets filled with the night's catch. These are the faces of modern-day slavery.
Kids as young as 5 years old, and they're being forced to work all day, every single day. The kids are often physically abused. The kids, especially the teenage girls, we've heard stories of them being sexually abused as they get older.
And Chris Field is the face of a modern-day abolitionist, and he's also the brainchild behind the Mercy Project.
Once you've actually paid money for a human being, then they become like any other asset that you have. It just becomes this black market, and the item is humans, children.
Why is the need for children on Lake Volta so demanding?
You can buy multiple children for a very small dollar amount, and as long as you just keep them enough food to stay alive, then you have this labor source for many, many years that's incredibly inexpensive.
Eradicating the epidemic has become Field's full-time job. Operating as a nonprofit, fundraising has too.
We've done the turkey trot and the marathon the last several years.
The BCS Marathon is one of the largest fundraising campaigns that fuel the Mercy Project's mission. Whether last year's racers directly knew it or not, the fees from each entry put the organization's first rescue into high gear. Why do you think it's so important for the world to see that this injustice is real and that it is taking place?
The world is not going to be changed by hard-hearted people who say, that's just the way the world is. It requires people that say, I don't care that that's the way the world is. It shouldn't be that way. And so I'm going to do something about it.
For the Hendricks, it's not about sitting on the sidelines and living vicariously through a greater cause. Instead, you can find this family of 6 at the front of the starting line, even if it means kicking a few doors down along the way. Having a mother from Venezuela and growing up with family from across South America, it's truly helped me appreciate people and really just gain a better understanding of culture. But after witnessing and hearing the heart-wrenching stories from many of these children in Africa who you'll soon get to meet, my life has forever changed. Now, one of the first questions that many people have asked me since I've been back is, why isn't this organization helping out kids in America? And the truth is, they are, both locally and across the state. Now, imagine being taken from your parents' home at the age of 5 or let's say even 14, not knowing how to swim, and every day a man that you're forced to call master ties a rope around your waist and he dumps you into the water. Now, as painful as these stories are, they're real. And at the end of the day, regardless of where you live, the truth of the matter is, we're all human. Back to you.